You are listening to a pleasure podcast. For more from our Sex Podcast Collective, visit pleasurepodcasts.com.
Hello and welcome back to the Horny Housewife Podcast, or welcome if you listened last week. You know I had a guest, and actually I'm recording this the day before last week's episode comes out, if that makes sense. Yeah, I think that makes sense. So I was showering before I was recording, and I was thinking like, okay, that interview is definitely some people are going to love it and some people are not going to resonate with it, because I know I have like 60-40 men, female listeners. And so it's not always going to be your message, if that makes sense. But I try really hard for it too. I have an interview coming up with, she's actually a divorce attorney among many other things, but like she's got the insight and the knowledge and the credentials to tell some of us married people, like, you know what I'm hearing about? So I'm so excited. She's got so much more to give than just that, but that's just a little snippet of why I'm so excited. But I am not going to do that as soon as I wanted to. Today is August 17th. That's when I'm recording. And September 3rd is when school starts. And guess what's over that was saving my life every week? Okay? Moment for me. I don't give a fuck if you're staying or not. Camp. Okay? And camp is no longer in session. So what does that mean? What does that mean? That means I'm not going to get to have therapy. And guess what? My therapist is out of town the month of September. So I'm going to be unwell. No, don't claim that. I'm going to be so zen with it. I'm going to be so zen with it because I work out, because I'm eating healthy, because I'm abundant, health, wealth, and happiness. Law of assumption. I'm assuming I'm going to be this healthy little angelic creature. So yeah, so my sweet child of mine, who's quite rambunctious and driven at this age, he really should be an attorney. Like, he would really be missing his calling. You know, a skilled negotiator, he would just do so well at. So well at. He will be with me every waking moment until September 3rd. And, you know, sometimes I feel bad, like complaining and being like, you know, the perspective, it's all perspective. Like, if something ever happened, if you, like, there are situations, there are people, there are mothers there. And it's like, that makes me feel really bad. Like, I feel really, really, really bad and ungrateful and fucked up and like a bad mom. But the truth is, like, the truth is that my nerves are fucking shot sometimes. And the lengths I go to work on myself, to heal my wounds, to learn how to regulate my nervous system so I can co-regulate with my child. So, you know, mommy can sleep well at night knowing the effort and intentionality I put into it, even though there are times I lose my shit and have to repair after rupturing. But yeah, I just wanted to share that with y'all. So if there's any more guests, y'all want any people you want to see, you're like, bitch, when you were talking about your pussy lips talking, or not you, but we were like, WTF, you know, I paused and said WTF too. So I love you. I'm glad we're like back kicking here right now. We got listener questions out the ass, and not really, I think like 4. But I'm going to spin this intro. So if you're an intro skipper, you're missing half the fucking episode. I should write that as the first comment. You're going to miss half the episode because I saw a TikTok, a couple of TikToks that I wildly disagree with. So I'm like, you know what? We need to talk about the misinformation that just because people say something with like such confidence, such passion, such like, it's like psychology 101. It's like cult leader, not really, but people can say something and you're like, oh, they're saying with such conviction. And like, as a matter of fact, it must be true. That must be the truth. And you know what? That is not my truth right now. So something must be wrong with me. I must be in the wrong relationship. I must believe in the wrong thing. Okay, so let's not all subscribe to everything that makes us crash out. Okay, and remember, like, oh, sit with it for 1.7 seconds. And if you have a slither of a sense of identity, you should be able to decipher if you jive with that or not. Like, agree or disagree. And just because it has 7,700 likes and comments doesn't mean you need to. And you know what's fun to do that I do? Sometimes I form my own opinion before reading to the comments. There are some I'm like running to the comments, but there are some Consumer 101 over here where I will form an opinion and go just for the funsies to go see, form an opinion before looking at the comments for fun to see, am I the majority or the minority? One of the TikToks I saw that I was like, I think that could be harmful information, even though I see where she's coming from. It's almost like she's regurgitating. Let's just say it. Okay, she said, don't be telling your man like what you shouldn't be in your masculine, telling him what you need, giving him a blueprint, explaining how to love you, how to show up for you, how to be this, how to be that. Like that's you in the masculine. You need to sit in your feminine and distance yourself. She used that word, distance yourself, like kind of like shut down. Be avoidant. Some women, I talk about that later on in the episode. Don't rant now. But that could be very harmful. Do you see that? And I know there are some women thinking like, like I saw another video where she was like, scary is not blowing them up, yelling, freaking out, hunting them down. It's silence. The scary is silence. It's constraint. It's pausing, the power of pausing. And I can get down with that, right? That takes being intentional. That takes effort for us anxious girlies. And that can be when you really do scare the shit out of them because they're like, this is not the normal response. What do I do? So I get that, but I don't agree with this, read my fucking mind. You should fucking know this because you are the masculine. You should know this. You should know. Think about how they were raised for a second, and then you'll really know the answer, okay? We can, have our ideals and what would be like how it should be, but it's never how it fucking should be. Are you how you should be? Are you how you should be? Are you always in your divine feminine? Ideally you'd like that, right? But that's just not how it goes. So think about how you were raised and like, well, yeah, I'm like that because of this, this, and this. Well, maybe they didn't have a good example of how a masculine led. So you know what you're going to have to do? You're going to have to tell them what you need. And then it is their responsibility. Like, it is not on you to be the mommy, to tell them the same goddamn thing every day for the next 50 years. It is not you to lead every single thing and carry all the weight of all the, you know what I mean? It shouldn't be like that. That's you are in your masculine. You are running the show here. And that sounds exhausting. And I think maybe there are some women, I guess there are, that like want that, love that. That's their jam. They do good in that. And I'm not here to tell you shouldn't or judge you or that's wrong. Wouldn't be my jam. And someone can view that and be like, oh, that's them and they're masculine. That can be their little truth. Don't go tell them how to live, okay? Especially if they're not asking. If they're miserable, they don't know why, and then they resonate with maybe that's why, great. But maybe they're really happy and it's working great for them. So, but her message of this like disconnect, like distance, it's like, no, that is, that's going to go one of two ways. Maybe you'll get your way. Maybe he'll go, oh, my girl's falling out. Oh, she's distancing herself. Like, I need to reel her back in. And then you get in that like game of like crumb reel, let her go out, reel. Like that sounds not fun too. Or it becomes like the battle of the egos, the pride. And it's like, you're going to distance yourself? Like, I'm not coming. You want, especially if you're dealing with an avoidant attached man, he will wave. He'll wave at you and be like, I'm right here, slaying in his dick. Just kidding. And you'll be running back, you little dignitized slut. Just kidding. So yeah, I didn't think that was a good TikTok. And then it made me think, how many videos are out there where they say it so matter of factly. You see the comment, I've gotten it before. Make podcast equipment $800,000. Shut the fuck up. You know, props to anyone who keeps showing up every week to make an episode, okay? It's been over 5 years now, so I do feel like I have earned my spot right here in front of this little thing, in front of this ugly fucking thing, talking to you. Love you more than any fucking thing in the world, but do what you're going to do. You're not going to agree with everybody. Everybody's not your jam. You can be a juicy ass peach and still hate peaches, okay? I'm not really a giant fan of it. And no, they're great. I like them like cut up, the little ones in the juice. But for some reason, the furry ones on my tongue, depends. It depends. Anyways, check on what you're consuming. Make sure it's not fucking with you if that's all you're doing and you feel very impressionable and you know deep down if you are, if you aren't, if it's making you feel shitty, if it's making you look at your life like, stop it. Get off. And the next TikTok I saw, and the men are going to be like, thank you, Jordan. But it made me sad. It made me sad. And like, God forbid, you know, like one day I'm on here and I'm like, I was wrong. They all do. You know, like Derek, he doesn't listen to this podcast, but he would be, don't even give him that power, right? You know, like I'm like, if you did that to me, I would lose all faith and I would never get married again. And I would have 6 boyfriends, 6 of them, one for each day of the week. And then Sunday would be the day of rest for me. So don't make me that jaded girl, okay? There's all like, you know, I'm one snap away from cynical RS. Okay, anyways. She wrote, I take it all back. They do cheat. And the comment section, the comment section, I wrote something because I was a cheesy, emotional son of a biatch, was heartbreaking. It was, I know, I just discovered this last night. I believed he would never, I knew he was so loyal. I believed that. And lo and behold, it's these tragic stories, one after the other, that would just no anxious attached girly should ever read. Never. PTSD triggering comment section ever. But you know what I did? Because I had to be that. They probably all threw up on my comment. They probably blocked me. It's probably gone. It's probably deleted. I said, there are good men out there. There are good men out there. Good men do indeed exist. And I believe that. And I'm going to choose to believe that every single fucking day. Because you know what else I believe? I believe if you believe that all men are shit or all women are shit or all women are scandalous or all women want is this, all women are going to do is this, all men want is this, all men will succumb to this. If that is this ingrained thing in you, you're like, I thought you just said you were a cynical cunt. If that is ingrained in you, what's my core belief here? Good men do exist. And it wasn't always like that. Then that's what you're going to see. I promise you, if you think it's all shit, or it gets shittier. Like the things will pop up to remind you that what you believe in is true. So while we see bad things happen to good people, we see we see people do shitty things, right? But like, I will never judge anybody's marriage ever. Find me the perfect one. Find me people who aren't having the human experience, okay? Like, you can't. Like, I guess the hard and the trial is all relative and subjective, but like, there is a spectrum and we're on it somewhere. We can't believe that there aren't good people. There aren't people who have enough discipline to make certain choices, okay? Like, there was on the news, like, farmers are the least likely to cheat. Like, you damn well, okay? There are some good farmers out there. There are people, I bet, in every single industry. Remember when I talk shit about the pilots and the firefighters? I bet you, probably the minority, but I can go find some firefighters and pilots that have been faithful and will stay faithful to their wife because that is the person they are. You know what I'm saying? So they do. And we cannot subscribe to that. And check your own core beliefs. If you believe that people at the end of the day are just shit and untrustworthy, you're going to meet like 10 times more of those people. Okay, buckle in, get your sweets, get your salty, get your wine, get your pot, get your pen, get your blankie, get your dill. Just kidding. And let's listen to mommy talk shit about your life. Let's do it. If you are looking to seriously level up in the bedroom, like level up your game, not just like your EQ, but your knowledge of self and like how her body, his body, your body works, operates, and all things pleasure. Literally, you're not going to take courses on Beducated and not become the best version of yourself in the bedroom. Solo, partnered, for anybody, for everybody. Beducated, Beducated is the best resource, period. If you like this podcast, you are going to be obsessed with Beducated. There's not a little inkling in my body, mind, or soul that would think, oh, maybe some people won't really like it. You're going to fucking love it. It's a game changer in my life, game changer for this podcast, my knowledge of things, and getting the visual. It's kind of, it's erotic, it's arousing, it's fun, and it's so fucking educational. It's all the things. Go check it out. They have a risk-free 14-day money-back guarantee, so you can see what it's all about and have peace of mind. Click the link in my show notes. Use my code Jordan, JORDYN, and that's going to get you 60% off. That's the summer sale, which is coming to an end soon because summer is coming to an end. 60% off, so it's a really, really good deal. That's an additional 10% off from my normal coupon code. So code Jordan, JORDYN, click the link in the episode notes and go check it out. Today's episode is sponsored by Blue Chew. Blue Chew is offering the same active ingredients that are in Viagra and Cialis and Levitra, but in a chewable form for at a fraction of the cost. So what are you freaking doing? We want lasting impressions in the bedroom. We want something that we're going to remember, think about, lust after, long after. Be a daddy, be a zaddy in the bedroom. Harder, longer, faster. It's like pre-workout for your dick, in my opinion. It's like going to the gym for your dick. It can be the segue of like, hey, I need to take the performance part out of my fucking head, anxiety, mental. That can do it for you. And now I can worry about just getting present, and it can be this aid to like get you out of a mental mind fuck. Like it truly is a wonder. So give it a whirl. Try it 1 month free using my code housewife at checkout at bluechew.com. Just click the link in the episode notes or go to bluechew.com and use code housewife at checkout. No pharmacy visits, no lines, no awkward combos. It's all done online. BlueChew.com, code housewife. Wait, that was a hard transition, but we got there. A little listener questions. Someone said they missed it, that I don't do it anymore. Where did it go? So that was for you. You know who you are. And I read everything you write to me, and like I love you more than anything in the whole entire world, because without you, this would be nothing. Do we like the I saw TikTok intros? Yay, nay. I mean, I can't make everybody happy. You know that, right? There's going to be differing opinions, and you may find out yours was not the majority. Okay, first question. I fell in love with your show back in the day when you really rallied for the high drive women. HDW here, high drive woman here, and feeling like crap lately. My husband just turned 40 in May, and it seems like I'm the only one who initiates. I don't suspect foul play, if you catch my drift. I just sense disinterest. It seems like he truly does not care about my pleasure. When we do have sex, he doesn't ask if I finish an IMO. In my opinion, it's obvious I do not. What do you think is going on? Okay, so the first thing I thought in my head, is something happening? Because the light is blinding me so bad. If you're watching the YouTube video, you just saw me get really up close and purse. What do I think is going on? I think he could possibly be in a stress cycle. I think he possibly could be like, we get in phases where we're like, oh my God, life is so routine, so predictable. Could be a combination of every single thing that's about to come out of my mouth. It could be in my boobs, like in my dress. We should check that. It could be, is he on any medications, antidepressants, anti-anxiety? Is he Viagra dependent and like doesn't know? Are you doing anything he likes? Like, are you showing up in a way that could put a smile on his face, make the world a better place? Is that how it goes? I don't know. So that's what I think's going on. And you know me, I'm the first one to hop, skip, and jump and be like, he's cheating. But I don't think that's the case either. I think it's... I always tell the guys what we need to be doing, like how we can show up for our wives better, right? Like, do this and create this date and think about this and be thoughtful. The men need love too. The men need love too. Do you have a hobby that you can like do together? Is there something? Oh my God, my love of golf and knowing Derek loves golf and we golf together. It's like a new fun thing that we do together. And I fucking love it. So like, I'm not saying you have to go be a golf girl. I'm not saying you have to like, you're like, bitch, you like fishing and I'm not going fishing. I'm with you. I don't think you should at all. But like, is there something that y'all could do together that you're like, that'd be fun? A cooking class. All the men are like, not a cooking class, bitch. Maybe go shoot like guns together. The girls are like, guns? There's someone's nodding their head and someone shaking their head. Maybe you go bowling. Maybe you go play laser tag. Maybe you go play putt-putt. Like, do something that's like low, like a guy would like to do. Keep it really simple, you know? Really simple. That's how they operate, and they compartmentalize more. And so if you just can go have a good time together, that's like a way he's going to feel connected. And then when you see him ease up and relax, then like you may in turn ease up and relax. But your mindset is going to be everything. If you're looking at this glass half full, if you're kind of in like the resentment phase, I keep the thought that couple, you just don't fall out of love at the same time. We didn't fall out of love at the same, sometimes someone's got to like do more work than the other. And I don't know, I haven't been married, but how long? 7 years, been with him 10 years. But like, I'm guessing if you're with someone like 60 years, I bet like 3 times you're going to hate them. You know what I mean? I bet maybe more, depending on like what you're working with here. Like what are we working with? I think there's a lot of environmental factors. What age were you when you got married? Maybe I'm wrong. Obviously, there's people that that are not a statistic. I don't want to be a statistic. Jordan does not want to be a statistic. I don't, and I'm not going to. So claiming that, assuming that, duh. And you don't have to either. I feel like if you listen to this podcast, like there's no way, no how. You're so intentional. It's not even funny. So if I were you, I would go talk to your husband and ask like, hey, and he may not be in the mood, but at least let him know you care. What's going on? Maybe pillow talk, suck his dick, give him a blowjob, and then ask him all these questions. Perfect. And what's going on, honey? WTF? IDK my BFF chill. Get your shit together. 5150. No, be like, hey, I'm noticing this and I'm worried. Like, make it about you, because there is a you element. You're fearful, you're worried, you know what's going on. I mean, that would make me have super fucking anxiety. So just ask. I feel like I should be able to do that for sure. And if he's a big giant dick about it, that wouldn't sit well with me for sure. And then you need to come back and follow up with me, and then I'll have a different answer. But if he is not a giant dick, then hear what he has to say. And then you can also share, not like unload and be like, you are not meeting my needs, I feel miserable, because find out, like, gauge that situation first. And you're like, what, why are we babying him again? Men need love too. The man turned 40. Oh my God. I'm literally in my notes app, voice, like it was voice. It wrote every single thing down I said. So if you need a redo of my answer, I can send it to you. He turned 40. For some men, turning 40, I know. But hey, I would want to be babied too. Like, sometimes you get the birthday blues. And 40 is an extremely sexy age. Any men, if I'm squinting ever, it's the light. Any men that are in their 40s that are like, am I just old and used up goods? First of all, you're not even thinking that, because you know that. You know it's not true. You know women look at you with googly eyes all the fucking time. If anything, like, for the wives, I feel bad for us. Like, I feel bad for us. That's why the men, you're not allowed to say no to when she goes and gets a facial or whatever. You get to let us do that, okay? Because for some freakish, disgusting, sick reason, men age better than us. It seems like, we should stop saying that. We should stop putting that out in the universe. But unfortunately, these men, they're zaddies, they're daddies, they're stylish, they're rugged, they've lived, they know, they've experienced, they aren't playing games, they're just like honest, even if they're like total assholes, at least they're honest, right? We hate lying assholes. Like, women will tolerate an honest asshole. It's insane, it's wild, it's disgusting, but they do. Derek and I were just talking about that. But yeah, I think you need to go baby him. # men need love too. Go find out, gauge the sitch. And I think him just seeing you hold space for that, like, that could be major brownie points for you, girly. And again, revisit, circle back if you're like, bitch, you don't even know what I'm dealing with. You said, I don't suspect foul play, and I catch disinterest. I don't even think he's disinterested. I think he's down and out with himself, and it's just translating. That's what my psychic sister abilities are telling me, okay? Moving onward. Guys, I've been on my NAD plus journey, my peptide journey. I feel like I was always hitting this fatigue between 2 and 4, and just like part of like getting older, I thought. And when I read about what NAD plus does, I was so intrigued, and I knew LifeRx.md offered it, and I was so excited. They're sponsoring the show because I've been wanting to try for so long. And the only thing I've done different, it's been almost 2 months. And that's the only thing I've done different. And the clarity, like the lack of brain fog that I didn't even know I had. But I'm like, I feel clarity. What is this? And the energy, not to mention being able to like burn that like 2 to 3 pounds, that stubborn 2 to 3 pounds. I'm just impressed at how quickly it started working. I know everybody's body is different, but if you are like, my progress is stalled, or you are just feeling like sluggish, fatigued, lower energy, or guys, you're like, do I just need to go get on testosterone? Like, you need a custom plan tailored to you, and that's exactly what LifeRx.md does. They're a telehealth company. They specialize in GLP-1s and peptides, and their plans start at $250 a month. There's no subscriptions, no insurance, no contracts. It's fabulous. And if you use code HOUSEWIFE, just click the link in the episode notes, okay, or this QR code here or somewhere. Code HOUSEWIFE, you're going to save $50 on your first month. So go check it out. Go get a plan tailored to you, your body, your situation. You're going to talk to a doctor and find out what's going on with you. How can we meet your goals? You've got 24/7 care. It's awesome. I'm raving about it. I'm ranting about it. I love it. LifeRx.com. Click the link in the episode notes and use code housewife. Why do I get so turned on fantasizing about my husband with other women, even though I would be devastated if it happened in real life? Is this normal or am I just a freak? I guess it's been a long enough time because I've definitely gotten this question before in some form or fashion. And they circle back. They come back around. New listeners. So of course you're not fucking normal. But what is normal? No, just kidding. It's totally fucking normal. It's totally fucking normal. Just no one talks about it or admits it. And I think, I really hope for your sake you have the bestie friends, like some girl, at least one girl in your life that you can tell your kinky desires to in like a total judgment-free zone. And, maybe a little gasp. Everyone can't have a best friend that's, if there's any Scorpio placements, they're not gonna blink. Okay. But some people might be, but they're not really judging you. They're not going to tell anybody. Okay. Because you can't keep that shit inside. Then you're thinking you're a freak or you're going to get on the internet and Google and that's not going to do any good. Don't do that. Don't do that. Because then you're going to go on that forum and be like, these people are freaks. So I'm a freak. No, you're not. You're totally normal. And don't even consider, like, some women are like, oh my God, this means like I'm actually this X, Y, or Z. And so I need to go act on it. Or even worse, they have a partner who takes advantage of them sharing this. And instead of being like a safe space to like be like open and say what you want and just accept it and let it live and breathe and be. I feel like I keep looking naked because I'm just sliding down and sliding down and sliding down. They're like, oh yeah, we should do that then. Then let's call your friend Jane. Like, I want to kill you. I hate you. So, no, she's never going to tell you anything ever again. She now hates Jane and you. And she's going to cry a lot. And probably the next time you have sex, she's going to cry. And you just ruined it. You ruined it. So you made her confused and you ruined it. You ruined a good thing. You really could have done so much with it. The dirty stories where you don't name any name of a woman that exists that you know. Okay. If you have to get really creative with those names to avoid it being anyone she might know, work with, like any mutual knowing, I wouldn't go there unless y'all get down like that and then get down like that. But just if you're like, for the new people that are like, oh, okay, my wife's into that and I didn't know what to do with it, do something with it. Tell her a dirty story with it. And yeah, you don't use a name that would make her stop in the middle of it and be like, so... excuse me, come again. And then she starts crying. That's never good. But maybe she'll love it. You're like, nope, tried that once. And she bought a wig and put a name tag on that said Hannah. I don't know. IDK, my BFF gel. This would be a great test if you haven't told your husband this. Jordan, he responded by pitching it IRL. I would feel so bad for you. I would. So men listening, like, don't you fucking dare, okay? I just told you what to do with it. And maybe by his terms or your terms or your family's terms, you're a freak, but then, like, let your freak flag fly. You don't need to go share this with anyone if you don't want to. But I do think you should use it to your advantage in the bedroom, for surezies. And I don't know, maybe this stems from a trauma of sorts, you being cheated on. I would almost bet $1 quadrillion it is. Do I have the credentials to really break that down for you? That, like, I swear to God, I did do my homework on it one time. So you should go find that episode and then you'll get all the information you're looking for. But yeah, you're required to now tell me. This was not on the DMs. This was an online submission, my website, thehornyhousewifepodcast.com, if you're wanting to write in anonymously. But you listening, you know where to go. Please, please tell me, were you cheated on or not? Is this where this stems on? You're like, yeah, when I was 16 at a football game. No, but who knows? I just would guarantee it. I don't know why. Even men will write in and be like, yeah, I'm so embarrassed. Because why do guys make fun of other guys for being cucky? I don't know. If girls fantasize about that, they're like almost like guys are like, that's awesome. I love that. And like y'all are the ones that caused the trauma to have that. So all the men cheating are like, seeing I did something good. Something good came out of this. And then when men are cucks, I'm a lot of the time, like all the men that have shared that with me in the letters or DMs have been like, yeah, I was cheated on. Like and I'm like, swear to God. Swear to God, that's it. Or their parents cheated on each other, or that one's really weird, but I don't know. IDK. But you're totes norm. And like probably if you have 5 friends, 3 of them also are getting off to that. Don't tell them I said that. Tell them I said that. Okay. Last but not least, just kidding. Next question. Yeah, get rid of the last but not least because I don't know what the fuck's going to happen. Next question. Dear horny housewife, why does she send me freaky texts and pics in the day and is too tired and grumpy when I'm finally home and done with the workday? I know you're going to say kids, and I get that. But what's with the horny vibe earlier? Is she just taking care of herself? Question mark, question mark. Probably. Just kidding. No, she's not. I would bet a 1 quadrillion zillion dollars that she's not. So get some little indoor dog cams and find out. Just kidding. What I think it is, what I know it is, what it probably is. Combination of things. Either her day sucked so badly and then like y'all happened to go out to eat, or she like slaved over a dinner and is full as a tick. And it's just like, fuck this, I'm done. Like I was like, I'm an afternoon horny girl. Maybe you should leave work and take an at-home lunch one day and really seize the moment. That would be really cool of you. If you can't, I totally understand. Don't want to lose your job or anything. But sometimes that's just the way the cookie crumbles. But what you could do to better your chances for the next time this happens, which I'm sure you already have talked a little shit. Maybe you have, maybe you haven't. It'd be really hard to not, right? You want to be like, well, Miss talks a lot, Miss all talk, Miss Tease. And my little mildly toxic side kind of is curious to know what her reaction would be. Is it an eye roll? Oh, Todd, like I'm so done with the kids by the day and you don't help me at all, so blah. Like, is there any little comments or like little at you to maybe give you an indicator or a hint? Because it blows my mind how many hints just over some, not all, some people's heads, men and women. It's like, hello. But like I said in the intro, we're not mind readers. And we don't want to, let's play that game because it never play stupid games, win stupid prizes. So what you could do when she sends those texts, I don't know how it's going, but if she's telling you what she's going to do to you later, for instance, or it's like, say it's just a pick, but let's go with the first one first because I have an idea. You could say, you know what, I've noticed, you all riled up during the day, but when you get home, it's a different tune. So why not instead I fill in the blank and it be you taking care of her, making her feel good about her. Because obviously I would bet the kids are a factor, but there could be the you aren't turning her on factor. So she's like all in her head during the day and maybe in her body. I mean, she's got the kids, like you said, but some people are more horny during the day. Like I totally relate to that actually. And then you get home and it's like maybe everyone's, tired and hungry and things are winding down and you have your evening activities, maybe not. Or, bath time, bedtime, the whole kid song and dance, dinner song and dance. husband comes home from work and then maybe it doesn't go how expected, or, the millions of things that could happen. And you're like, they didn't really make it appealing whatsoever. Share that with them. And then what would that look like? So don't just diss them and be like, you suck to suck. I don't want to fuck you. Well, that sounds really easy and more fun to do, and be like, figure it out. I say vote. Here's the healthy thing to do. Much harder, take your own advice, Jordan. Sometimes you never do. Is lean in and remember what you wanted, because it's almost like you're giving yourself an out by picking them apart, of saying, this is how I wanted you to show up, all these expectations, and then getting mad. But it's you go back to that space you were in earlier. I've switched my answer to the woman. You're like, what, me, what do I do? Find out what you're doing wrong. Go ask her, say, is there anything I could do to help more when I get home? And if you're I don't want to help more, do you want to get laid? I know that maybe you don't want to hear that. Maybe you think that's really unfair. But I'm here to try to help you get laid. And so I'm giving you a solution. So you either want the solution or you don't. So, so ask, is it me? And there's a great chance she's like, no, it's not you at all. I do crave you all day long. And then by the time I get home and, when I eat the pasta, I don't know, but find out. And then maybe the little mildly toxic route, she's like, oh shit. I have been talking a big game and not delivering. I need to, any ladies listening, if you're really guilty of this, which I'm sure we all can be, you gotta, what's the ratio? How often is this happening? Is this happening enough where your husband could write in his journal, if he had one, Kieran was at Tease again today. I have blue balls once again. Okay. I don't want any wives in the place. If you're just he can go take care of it on his own, he can go jerk off, he can go watch porn. I don't feel that's a good place to be, because I feel sex should be fun, should be enjoying it, and that's the person you're going to fuck, right? That's who you should be wanting to fuck, right? So we got to figure that out. And that's going to take a conversation. But no, I definitely don't think she's talking a big game. And then unless she's sending you a video of herself masturbating, and then maybe she did finish. But as a woman, and I know it's 2025, we're making videos now for our lovers, not just sending pics. Isn't it funny? iPhone really takes all the, are you sure? Are you sure you want to fucking send this? Are you sure? And I do like it, because it's what if you accidentally sent it to the wrong person? You have done that, where you're oh I put it in the wrong thread. So that's cool. But it is funny, because it's are you sure? Are you fucking sure? But I like it. But sometimes I think it asks 3 times, I'm just ways to get help. Oh, you know what? I read ways to get help. And is anyone doing that? Yeah, I went to send a nude, and I actually ended up on a help hotline. That's funny. That's a little bit funny. But I'm sure there's a sad story, and I'm just being rude. But yeah, no, as a woman who knows how the videos go, we're doing it to be sexy and hot for you. If you're long distancing doing it, yeah, but if they're coming home later, that sounds way more fun. So it just shows how men think versus women. It's no, maybe you need to come home and pin her against the wall and really just dominate her. Because if she's horny during the day, it's I dare you to forget everything she said she was going to do, and you take it by the reins. Tell me how that goes. If you want to write into the Horny Housewife Podcast, visit my website, which will be in the show notes below, thehornyhousewifepodcast.com, or DM me. I promise I won't tell on you. And then you can give me more context, and then I can follow up. A win is a win at THH Pod. Last but not least, when I climax during a BJ, my wife proceeds to run to the sink and spit. She says it's a habit. I hate this, but I don't want to hurt her feelings. What do I do? Okay, so she probably I think you're not alone in this. I bet you some other guys, bet you'd be surprised. They're like, yeah, my wife does the same fucking thing. It probably is really a habit, and that's just like, and she doesn't mind at all. And it's just, like, she's like, I don't swallow it. He's never said anything, and I'm not going to. Or just get it out. And ladies listening, I've talked about swallowing before. I'm sure you could find the episode based on the title somewhere in the archive. But like having a chaser, or like knowing, okay, I am going to swallow, so I'm not going to like keep it in the front of my mouth. I'm going to like just like take it down. And, or if you're like, no, absolutely not, Jordan, I do not swallow. You could find creative ways to spit that are far more sexy and leave like a nice lasting impression, right? Like, you're a man leaving a nice lasting impression after sex. What does that look like for us? Maybe like cuddling, like nice aftercare of sorts, pillow talk, whatever. For a guy, because it goes both ways, right? We got to compromise. We got to take care of each other. We want to like show up for each other and give and take. It's not always going to be making love. Sometimes they want to fuck, okay? Sometimes you should want to fuck. Is hanging around, whether he's coming on your face, your boobs, your ass, your stomach. Like, you don't just have to just, get up. You can, I encourage you, for the sake of your own pleasure and experience, not just performative, not performative at all. Like something that's an authentic, genuine, sexy moment for you, and he's going to enjoy this. So win all around. But you don't have to have a semen fetish to get down with it, okay? Whether he cream pied you or whatever else I said, why don't you take a moment to spread it wherever the location it's at. Finger yourself with it. Stimulate yourself with it. Spit it out onto you. That kind of thing. Get creative. And I promise you, it may sound, oh, that's really weird. I bet you in that moment, he would think super fucking hot. If he was like really grossed out by that, then I would be like, that's wildly offended and think he's a little fucking childish boy, gay boy. Just kidding. Just kidding. But ladies, hot tip, okay? So the next time you think about, just head over to the sink and think you did your job and you gave him that BJ. But yeah, maybe your cum tastes like shit and she like fucking hates the taste of it. So she's like, get that shit out of my mouth. So if you're not on the pop star routine regime, if you're not on the pop star train, okay, get on it, choo-choo, because now she'll have more to play with and it's going to be sweet. So it's there to enhance the flavor. Unless you like want to spend all day eating pineapple, you could just take the Popstar supplement. If you don't believe me, go check out the ingredients. Go to popstarlabs.com/horny housewife. You'll get the breakdown of the why, the how, the science, and then go fact check it. And you'll see like, okay, yeah, this is going to make it taste sweeter for surezies. And increase load size and support overall semen health as a whole. So popstarlabs.com/horny housewife. Code horny housewife will save you 20%. So, and that'll be in the show notes to make it really easy. You can just click the link there. So I would recommend that 100% for any and every guy, especially you. And ladies listening, I hope you got something out of that. Maybe next time you give a blowjob or next time he finishes, stick around and do something with the product. Maybe, I know a lot of married people, you've figured out your birth control, if you're doing that or not, and you're not having sexual relations with other people. I would say most of my audience is monogamous. And so you always finish inside. It could be a nice, fun way, sexy, spice it up, mix it up, way to just do it different. Add a little lasting impression, like I said. So that's your homework. You have to get game on. Roll a dice, face, chest, ass, cream pie. Roll it, see what happens. I don't want to hear how that one. No follow-up needed for that one. Love you long time. See you next Monday.